Then we're going to be planting our watermelon, inshallah. Alright, so as you can see, I have our watermelon. There's a little bit of spots on it. I'm going to take that leaf off, but it is ready to plant. What I'm going to do is I'm going to guide it through this hole of the crate and just crush it up. Just kind of stimulate the roots a little bit. And now we have the watermelon hanging at one side. So this is the bottom layer crate, and I'm going to be putting it on the other hole as well. So as you can see, I put them through, excuse the screeching chair, but this is how I put the watermelon through the holes of the crate. And here is the bottom of the watermelon where the roots are. I am going to be removing these bottom leaves off of the watermelon and this first flower, so it can get more nutrients and grow bigger. So we'll do that to both of these and do it to the second layer crate, which is I'm gonna put the watermelon on each end as well of that. And the bottom, the top of the watermelon tower, I'm going to be putting more watermelons, about 1, 2, 3, and 1 in the middle. So stay tuned. Alright, so I'm going to remove with some scissors, or you can use your hands, these bottom leaves, just like that. I know it's hard to do that, but it's best for the plants to get more nutrients to the top. There we go. We removed the first layers. I'm going to do the same with all of these and remove this flower, which is going to be sucking a lot of energy and taking away from the leaves and getting more watermelon. Here we go. Let's do this one. And this first flower, which is hiding underneath there, I'm going to remove that too. Alright, so with some more paper, what I did is I cut it like in a little shape of a half circle, so I can place that on top of my watermelon right here, and then push it in so I can add the soil to cover up these roots. Alright, so I did that to both sides. This is how it looks. And now I'm going to place more dirt. So this is how the bottom layer looks. Now I'm going to do the second layer. I covered all the roots. And this is how it looks. And now I'm going to do the second layer. This is from a different angle, but this is the same way I did the first one right here. And I'm going to add the paper to the side, and I took the very bottom leaves off and kind of face it towards the bottom so it can grow, the roots can grow into the soil. And now I am going to put the paper and more dirt. Alright, this is crate number 2. I finished the sides, and now I'm going to put more dirt to cover the roots. Alright, here we've done our 2 crates, our bottom layer and our second layer, and now we're going to work with our last layer, which is the top layer. So I'll do the same method I did with the first and second layer, and now the top layer is just going to have extra watermelon on top. And if they get too big, I'll always cut them off and cut them out so I can get more nutrients. But let's start with this one. So this is our top layer. As you can see, I did the same thing as the first and second layer. Now this is the top layer. The only difference is the middle watermelon. And I'm also going to place some marigolds around the watermelons so it can help with bugs and pests. So let's fill this up with more dirt, and I'll put some marigolds around it. This is an update on the watermelon crates. As you can see, they're looking good, alhamdulillah, so far, and even getting new growth. This is the new growth right here, and as well as you see the compost right here. In a few days I'll water again, and as you can see, the watermelon are now getting these climbers. These are looking for something to climb onto, so soon I will be placing 2 poles on each side of here for them to be guided to. Well, similar to a trellis, but not like a trellis. Hey everyone, today I'm going to update you on our watermelon. As you can see from the beginning, which I'll show you, I'll insert a clip of how it looked at the beginning, but this is the watermelon now. As you can see, it's getting the climbers, the little wiry threads to climb onto something. Today I am going to be using these. I'm going to be placing on each side. This is our second layer crate right here is getting big, and then our third layer crate is getting big. So since it's 2 plants, and also as you can see we have a flower, I'm probably going to pick that flower off so it can get more leaves and nutrients, so it can get bigger. But as of now, we are going to add these stakes on each side, and then I'm going to guide it with a string. So as you can see, I've added this pole on this side for these 2 crates of watermelon, and I'm going to guide it with a string. And I'm going to find some more poles for this one. These ones facing this way, but so far these are for these 2 watermelon. So far so good, alhamdulillah. Now I'm going to be using this string, and I'm going to keep cutting it, attaching it to this, lightly to this, and attaching it to my pole. And I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom. So stay tuned. So I've tied it loosely around my watermelon stalk, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it around slowly. Hope you all can see this. Not too tight. And then once I wrap it around, I'm going to tie it across with this pole to guide it. So now, when I'm doing this, as the watermelon gets bigger and bigger, I'm going to be adding another stake on about 3 inches. No, I wouldn't say 3 inches, about a little bit further apart. So here, 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 and making kind of like a straight line trellis. This end up looking like a trellis, but this is this is the next step. As you can see, I did it on the bottom as well. I tied it in here, but when I wrap this around here, I am going to remove this flower so it can get more nutrients and get longer as to the end of our watermelon bud. Get nutrients all to these top leaves so it can get bigger. So I'm going to attach this to the pole and remove that flower. So here we have attached the string from the crate to the poles. I attached the top one. I removed some flowers so it can get nutrients to the very top leaves. And these little stringy things, stringy climbers, I would like calling them. I guided them to cross around the string. And here we have the bottom here. I did the same to remove the flower. And here I've done the same, and I removed the flower from over here. And I've done the same at the top. So now I'm going to guide this one to this pole, and the very back one I'm going to guide to the other pole. I've done the second step to our crate watermelons, and I've tied this first layer since it's starting to string and get longer. I tied it to this small pole, like $1.50 at Rural King or Tractor Supply. And I did the third one right here, the first crate, which is on the ground. I did right here, and I tied the middle crate to this side of this pole. This is the bottom of the other side, the top of the other side. And of course, we don't need to really bother this right here. I'll figure that out when once this gets bigger on the top. And as you can see, I tied this to guide it this way. Alright, I've made some good food juice for our watermelon plants to pour in our compost. Watermelons are heavy feeders, so this is a mixture of fish emulsifier, some nitrogen and phosphorus. I'm not going to pour it directly on the watermelon, but I'm going to pour it inside of these compost bins right here. So, let's get ready. So here we go. Oops, the leaf got in the way. There's our nutrients, and they'll slowly sink down into the watermelon plant. And I will continue to feed the bottom. What I do is I lift this up a little bit, and then I pour it inside of the cup. You see the cup right here? Alright, so it's getting late now, but they're getting long, getting some food, slowly sinking down in there, and feeding our plants. So far, this is week 1 of the watermelon, and as you can see, alhamdulillah is doing well. A lot of the marigolds came up more. This watermelon in the middle came out really well. This is actually getting a small baby watermelon right here, and these are how long these are getting on this side. And on this side we have a couple of flowers, and down here, as you can see, we have to wrap this around here more, as today I am going to be adding some more of the stakes as these watermelons are getting very long. So stay tuned. Okay everyone, so as you can see, I've put some weed barrier down for the watermelon, and I've placed, because I want the watermelon to actually guide it, I want to guide the watermelon to go towards the weed fabric and up this way. So as you can see, I put it all around here, close to the banana tree. Hopefully those weeds will die off, but I'm going to guide these watermelon to the weed barrier, and these up here will continue to climb onto these stakes. And now I'm going to add string so it can be guided. So I've used this type of string right here so it can grab onto the hairs of the watermelon, and I'm going to wrap gently and guide it to this pole and tie around. So I've done this right here, and I guided this on here. So on this leaf right here, I'm going to remove this very leaf right here that's closest to the crate. I'm just going to remove this one right here. Here goes our second crate right here. As you can see, these are trying to reach out for some support. What I'm going to do with the second one, I'm going to continue to wrap. These right here are doing a pretty good job wrapping around, I don't know if you can see that, wrapping around the rope right now, but I'm going to help it out a little bit on this end. So we've wrapped it around, helped it around with the second crate, and I am going to remove these very bottom leaves so it can get more energy to this top part, and it can continue to climb to this next pole or stake. Alright, so far this is what I've done. I'm guiding it towards this weed material. And I did this with the first layer. I removed all the bottom leaves, tied it going towards this way. I have to remove the leaf. No, I've removed the leaves off this one already, and this one on the top, and onto the other side. I've guided it this way as well, in the second crate and the third crate. So I'm going to be now adding a stake to this center watermelon so it can grow up vertically. This is the stake I've added to the middle watermelon. You see how long it is? I'm going to guide it and tie string and remove the bottom leaves of this plant and remove the flowers so it can get more nutrients and climb up higher, inshallah. I removed the leaves from the top watermelon, middle watermelon, and I've guided it to grow this way. And now I'm going to add more organic soil. I put fertilizer in here. It's actually the compost. I have to put more vegetables compost in there. But I'm going to build up more soil on the top of here. Hello everyone, this is an update on our watermelon crates, and so far as you can see how much they grew, alhamdulillah. This is our top basket. As you can see, we have our watermelon grown here. I've taken off some of the other flowers, so some of the nutrients can go to this watermelon. I'm going to take off this one right here, and this is our second crate right here, and I believe it is a watermelon grown one here, very small one. I'll take off some of the leaves, and this is our bottom layer. As you can see, it is a watermelon starting right here. So I took off some of the flowers at the bottom. This is going on to our other side. We have this side right here, which is producing the watermelon. I forget where it was. And the bottom layer right here. So far so good. Hey Callie.